Well, to touch on that point that you were just saying, Dr. Adams, that the ladies in the community, so if your neighbor or your aunt or whoever in the community saw you acting up, they would get you too. We have gotten to where people don't want you to say anything to their children. And that's why I feel that we have just done such a disservice to our youth, because there truly isn't any guidance, and people don't know what they can say. If you see someone misbehaving, and you may want to take it upon yourself as an older person to say, don't behave like that, but you are subjected to the parent getting upset with you and telling you how to raise your child, but are telling you that how you should not tell them how to raise their child. But what I do like about this is having some type of guidance from a nurturing, gentle soul is sometimes the most soothing thing that a child needs. There's nothing like a mother's love. I have a very close and strong relationship with my mother, so to not have that love and that guidance and that wisdom in my life, I can't imagine to have gone through life without that. So children need that guidance, you know, they need that gentle nudge, they need that support, they need just for someone to say, you can and I believe in you. So give me some examples maybe of some person that has gone through this community, mothers whose life is changed.
Well, one girl in particular was suicidal at 10 years old.
Oh my goodness.
And wanted to give up on life because of family problems, mom and dad, fightings, and the conditions that she lived in. No peace, no peace whatsoever. And we'd taken this child into our arms and nurtured.
Right.
And Tonya, the most important thing when a person is at that suicidal level
Because you just don't think of a 10-year-old experiencing that. Go ahead, Dr. Adams.
is that you must show them love, what they need, and have patience and be kind unto them.
Right.
And let them know that someone
Cares.
thinks good and they care about
That's
them.
right.
So this was the experience with one young lady. I've had several ladies to come. You would be surprised. I mean, you are so blessed
Yes, ma'am.
to have had the experience to
Yes,
have a
ma'am.
mother
Yes, ma'am.
and a family as you have. But being a pastor, you experience so much, so many testimonies of children and people giving up. And it's the heart of God that lives within you that would take the time to help them. But again, I say, Tonya, you are just so blessed.
I feel
just,
that, Dr. Adams.
just what
I
you
do.
said, if you could hear the testimonies of young people that have come through drugs, and some are prostituting, and some parents, their mothers have taught them to prostitute. So, you know, we thank God, and I want to forever, as long as there is life in my body, to be a server, a Ruth in the community.
And you are doing just that, Dr. Adams. On the heels of that, philanthropy is a big part of who you are. And as we've just stated, Project Love exhibits your vision for helping those in need. Your organizations are founded with a clear mission, and while each mission is different in its wording, the underlining meaning for all of it is that you care about human beings, our welfare, and our advancement. And so you provide forums in which to educate and motivate us on being our best selves. SAM Incorporated is another nonprofit organization that you founded and serves as a catalyst to help educate and motivate. Now, SAM is a women's organization, and the theme of SAM is healing for the total woman. First of all, talk to me about what healing for the total woman means.
Healing for the total woman means to develop that person wholly, spiritually, physically, emotionally, to teach them concerning business and finances and how to survive, to teach them how to be with family, careers, just to be made whole.
All aspects.
All
of
aspects,
of
of being healed.
Dr. Adams, SAM Incorporated, the mission is to provide a forum of awareness education and motivation to individuals from all walks of life. Tell me your vision for SAM and how it came to be.
Just as the mission statement says, to bring about awareness, first of all. A lot of times we are in situations or that where we're not really aware of who we are, what we're doing, and even why we're doing
That's
certain
right.
things.
That's right.
So I believe that if we can bring about through SAM an awareness to an individual, to make them look within and see the positive.
Right.
And sometimes it takes looking at the things that we do wrong
That's right.
to help us improve.
That's right.
But I would look more at the positive things, so we would work as awareness. For example, if a woman only think that she has to sell her body to get finances, we would take her and teach her different ways and avenues in which she can provide, to let her know that she doesn't just have to have
Do that.
dependency
That's right.
on anyone else. Motivation comes hand in hand with that. When you build confidence in a person, healing
Right.
to all individuals. And I believe that everyone should be included,
That's right.
because when God created us, He didn't make a difference.
He did
He
not.
loves us all.
That's right.
Now, one of the other missions was to restore that character. Sometimes we're beat down by life.
Yes, we are.
Sometimes
Yes, we are.
we're in a position of giving up. But in SAM, we want to always have seminars or forums or some type conversation where we can get feedback
That's
from the
right.
individual.
Let's touch on those forums. You mentioned business conferences and health and wellness clinics. Talk about what those classes or what those seminars will teach, and give some examples of other conferences that you will offer along the way.
Okay, with the health and wellness, which I really believe is the most important.
Yes, ma'am.
Because if we don't have our health
We don't
together,
have much. Right.
nothing else matters.
Right.
In that conference, I'd like to bring physicians and different men and women to come in different areas of our bodies and that we need to discuss.
So
And
things like nutrition.
nutrition is
what
a
you
very
need to eat, what you need to be drinking, what you need to get rid of, sugar, salts, all of that. Go ahead.
And I heard that you were a good trainer.
I plan to get in there.
We're looking at you.
I plan to be a part of it.
Because we really need that. We need information.
Exactly.
And with that information, we need motivation. So in the health and wellness, that's a broad area there for us. But I think it's very important because a lot of women never take the time to study their
That's
bodies
right.
and to know what is really needed.
That's right.
And I believe that we could really benefit from that. The business conference, the main thing in the business conference is the WNB, Women Networking in Business, to bring women together and to hear their input.
That's right.
I want to hear what they're saying.
And we'll touch on that women networking in business in just a moment there, Dr. Adams. You also have anxiety and stress seminars and also relationship conferences, women of light conferences. Talk about the anxiety and stress conferences and your goals for that.
Well, today, our lives are
Hectic.
it's right, full of stress.
Yes.
Stress on the
Yes.
job, in the homes, in the schools. So we feel that if we bring in professionals that would talk concerning and teach us on ways, first of all, how to eliminate a lot of stress.
That's right.
And put it with the Word of God,
Oh,
learning
goodness.
how to trust Him
That's right.
and to have faith in Him and loving one another and forgiving each other.
That's right.
We could handle this thing on stress.
That's exactly right, Dr. Adams. And Women of Light conferences. Well, before we talk about that, you also have Focus. Talk about that for me.
Focus is Fellowship of Christian Adult Singles. This is an organization that is doing very well within SAM. It's where singles come together to discuss issues concerning them. They pray together. They go on trips together.
Oh, wow.
They do so many things, and they do a thing called the coffee house that they do on a monthly monthly basis. And they have the open mic where you can come and they'll talk about God and different things and get to know, different
So this is an
individuals.
environment for single Christians who want to fellowship amongst each other and learn more about the Lord in the process.
In the
That's
process.
beautiful, Dr. Adams. You have thought of something for everyone, for married people, for single, for women, for men. Anybody can participate in this and take away something positive from it. You also have what you call SAWO, your choir. Tell me about SAWO
The choir, SAWO.
and what that stands for.
It stands for Sandra Adams Women Organizational. And it is a community choir, not just for, church
Church
members or anyone that can sing. My purpose for bringing that choir together was to give women voice.
That's right.
And to give them praise. And to let them know even if, they don't have the best voice, they
But
can
have
still.
a praise for
they
the
have
Lord.
a praise
That's
for the
right.
Lord and come in. And with this choir, we would sing to the glory of God and go in different places, communities or whatever,
beautiful.
and just enjoy the Lord.
That's beautiful. And the Women of Light conferences, talk to me about that, because we touched upon a little bit when you were saying your struggles and what you faced being a female evangelist. Talk about the Women of Light conferences and your hope and goal with that.
The Women of Light Conference was developed because of the hard trials that I had trying to be a minister, a woman in ministry. This would be a type of conference for women that have a calling, but they don't know what to do with it. They don't know how to start it. They don't know how to, business-wise, in the business area, get it,
Up and running. Gotcha.
They don't know how to really get it started legally. And then on the spiritual side, the prayer, the reading
'Cause
of
you
the
need
word,
it.
the fasting and meditation. And what I would like to do for a lot of women that feel they have a calling from God is just to share my experience.
Right.
And to bring forth the ways that I overcame a lot of things and to instill in them that they can, with the help of God, do what that mission is.
Well, since we are talking about that, Dr. Adams, it brings me to another question. There does seem to be a misconception or a non-readily acceptance of women in the ministry. What challenges did you face, and how are you overcoming some of those challenges?
The challenges that I faced was, first of all, rejection. If I walked into a church,
They automatically just
automatic,
didn't even
shut
want
you
to hear
down.
what you wanted to.
Didn't want to even
What you
hear
had to
what you
say.
had to say, and you had to stand still and still proceed with what God told you to do.
I know you did.
I can remember one time when I went to St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm about 4'11", and I sat in this chair. It was a women's conference, and my feet were swinging even on the edge of the chair. But I remember the bishop, and this was so humiliating. And if I
Insulting.
wasn't a strong,
Willed woman.
willed
It would've
person, I
crushed
wouldn't
you.
be able to stand. But he came up and he asked, "Where's your mama?" And I said, "She'll be here in a minute."
You let him
And
know.
yes, and when God began to minister, all of that went away.
Oh, yeah.
But I said that to say this. When a person know for sure the gift that
That's
God has
right.
given them,
You can't falter in that.
you can't
won't.
fall. You got to
cannot.
stand. And you will stand.
That's right.
But with that conference, I want to do whatever I can to help these women.
I got you. Let's go back to the women networking in business. I did not forget about that.
Okay.
Our community is in dire need of unity and solidarity, but especially among women, Dr. Adams. I've
Yes.
shared this with you growing up that I saw healthy, productive, and loving relationships among women, whether it's, my mother and I, or observing my mother and my grandmother's relationship, but more importantly, me observing my mother's relationship with her girlfriends, and there are many, and not associates, I mean friends, people that have your back through thick and thin. I saw compassion and love and true sisterhood, and that is so missing among black women, and it's disappointing, it's hurtful, because I come from a place, as you, Dr. Adams, I come from a place of love. So I want to see us come together and join in our talents so that we can be the best that we can be. Because once we are happy with ourselves, you can turn around and bring the next person up. And once you are comfortable and self-confident in yourself, then you won't have all these other insecurities pulling you down. You can enjoy and rejoice in the fact that you know you have your talents and everything, and you're helping someone else come along. So this Women Networking in Business, you will have whatever your business is, a person can come and just showcase their talents, and it's just a way, the meeting of a mind, so to speak. So talk a little bit about that.
It is the process of reaching out your hand with your abilities and sharing them with someone else.
That's right.
And if we were to all stand in a circle and express and show the abilities that we have and the love for one another to help that person build themselves, it would be beautiful and it wouldn't be lack.
That's right.
That is what I believe. So in this women networking business, I can see it moving into $1 million status.
Oh, yeah.
And I say that confident because there are so many women that have, and men, that have a will and a desire to start small and build up.
That's right.
I talked with one lady from Centerville, Mississippi, my hometown. She'd come up to service, and she has 2 children and no income. I said, what do you do? What has God given you in your hand? She said, I'm a very good baker. My grandmother taught me how to bake. I said, you take that.
That's right.
Start making cakes.
That's right.
From your home. Don't get a building. Start from your home.
That's right.
And let it grow. Pray every day and ask God to bless it. And she called me on last month. That business has boomed, and she was ready to get up. I said, stay right where you are. Let it overflow.
That's right.
Then move. Let your business outgrow you. So these are just some of the pointers and some of the things that I would like to give to other women. My mother had me and when I was 4 years old, working in a grocery store. She had a grocery store, and she taught all of us to work, and she taught us business in the sense that she knew.
That's right.
To always be there and to stand with it through the high times and the low times.
That's right.
And to be productive. So there are just some experiences that I think would be very good to share with these women.
And it starts that small, Dr. Adams. Like you said, that lady probably just had no idea that her baking cakes was a talent. You just need somebody to take the time with you to make you realize what your talents are. That's a beautiful thing. Dr. Adams, you've also founded another nonprofit organization, Alpha Omega Christian Women's Sorority. I'm a little embarrassed to say that I did not know that the Christian world had a sorority, and I love that you've created something for everyone so that no one feels excluded. Talk to me about your goal and your mission for Alpha Omega.
Well, Tonya, just as you hadn't heard, I hadn't heard of a Christian sorority before. And I thought about women that probably would never go to college or never have opportunity to learn of such.
Right.
So I thought to put it together.
That's good.
And give them opportunity to learn. And it is a community service organization. And again, sisterhood.
It is. Just a place that, again, people who have like interests in the Lord, I think oftentimes people who are Christians or you find yourself not really being able to participate in a lot of things because it doesn't really have the wholesome or the goodness that God would want us to live in. So to have a forum where you can fellowship and still have fun and still learn about God, Dr. Adams, you are doing some amazing, amazing work.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank you at home for watching. I'm Tonya Gray. Stay tuned each week for Dr. Adams Presents. To learn more about Dr. Sandra Adams, please visit her website at www.sandraadams.org.